The remaining 140 were the big push projects. Out of the 140 big push projects, 66 were single sourced, representing 47% of the total big push projects. 51 were, restrictive tendering. 23 were inherited projects from the MPP, like I indicated. So when you do the analysis, you have the total road projects, which is 1,441. Out of that 1,441, 90.28% were open competitive tendering. Yes. Were out of open competitive. Only 4.48% out of the 1,441 were single sourced. To be more specific, under the big push, like I said, the small big push projects, out of that 4.58%, only 47% from that small poultry, 4.5%, were awarded under single sourced. You understand? I can go on and on into the details and how each of the Ghana Highways Authority, Department of Urban Roads, and Department of Federal Roads did the contracts. So on what basis, therefore, can anybody look at these figures? Out of 1,441, 90.28% were awarded by open competitive tendering. And so when they did that investigation, we knew definitely that it was out of, probably inability to do a thorough research, because we know the Fourth Estate, and we know what they can do. Exactly. In the last few years, we know the kind of investigations and the kind of corrupt scandals that they have been able to uncover. In terms of the National Service scandal, they were the ones that gave the first, indication that there were some rot going on. So having been able to do that, in my view, I think there was more than enough pressure from the MPP to them so that they can create a semblance that both MPP and NDC are the same. That is mine. That is my analysis of it. Because it does appear that they are in a haste to create a certain semblance of creating parallels between the MPP and the NDC so that we can all see that both parties are the same. I think that was what went into it. But I do not for them. I believe that they've done so well in the past few years. But I think that in the coming days, it is important that before they come out to make, statements and conclusions of this nature, it is important that they do proper research and investigation, thorough investigations into the matter before they can conclude. Other than that, they will be denting the image that they have been able to build over the past few years. And one of the justifications made by this report from the Roads Ministry is why those sole source contracts, that paltry sole source contracts, were given out. When President Mahama made a promise of big push.
Just 66 of them?
No. So there were 140 big push projects out of the 1,441.
Okay.
Out of that 140, only 66, like we said, only 66 of them was single source.
Okay.
You are now representing 4.something%. Clearly.
4.74.
Yes, 47.14%. Okay. You understand? Out of the 140, which represents 9% of the whole total big push projects. One of the justification was that, when President Mahama made the big push project, the president indicated that single project was designed to ensure a rapid or accelerated initiative to resolve our roads issue on critical roads and other major roads that help our trade. And so definitely there was an urgent need for the roads. You recall that when we came into government, the people in Sampa did a demonstration on the poor state of their roads, the Sampa to Jinijini road. You recall that when we came in the early months of the NDC government in 2025, I don't know whether Najantua can recall, the people in Sawomen and Onfanko, they did demonstrations and made several calls to government to fix their roads.
Because the roads were terrible.
Terrible. After they were awarded for several months. So definitely there was an urgent need to fix those roads. Definitely something extraordinary was supposed to be done. in order to make sure that it was fixed. So immediately government disbursed over 800 million Ghana cedis to the contractor to make sure that those roads were fixed. It cuts across many roads across the country. You recall that the roads minister indicated that the designing and costing of the roads took 6 to 7 months. Now you know that before you can do a proper competitive process, and I want to go into the details, before you award contracts of this nature, there are many steps one is able to take. There is announcement of a tender for about 1 month. After the announcement, there is advert and expression of interest. That takes about 3 weeks. There is evaluation and shortening of firms. That takes about 2 weeks. There is preparation of requests for proposals. That takes about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. There is submission of evaluation. That takes about 2 weeks. There is submission by entity tender committee for approvals. There is central tender review committee. That takes about 2 to 3 weeks. If the central tender committee needs clarifications, it takes them about 1 to 3. That alone is entering into about 6 months, coupled with the 7 months of designing and costing. It means that it will take the government more than 1 year to begin these projects, when we have made a promise that they were rapid acceleration road projects that were supposed to be done. And you know that some of these major roads, Mr. Johnson, you need about 36 months to be able to complete some of them. So government was able to look through all these policies, to look through all these issues, and got PPA approval for all these roads. In fact, I know from where I sit that, you know, ordinarily, before you issue award letters, the contractors are the ones that design and cost those roads. But in this case, President Mahama made Ghana Highways Authority and Department of Feeder Roads, the engineers, quantity surveyors, material engineers, and what have you, there in those institutions, they were the ones that actually designed and costed the roads. That alone saved the country about 5% of the total contract sum. That did not end there. His Excellency the President actually forwarded those designed and costed road projects to the Ghana Institute of Surveyors. To actually value them and look at the, value for money issues surrounding them before award of contracts were made. So on what basis, therefore, that anybody who probably does not have any background in quantity surveying or architecture or engineering or what have you, go on a platform and merely without any basis, impugn the integrity and the work of these revered technocrats who are not even politicians, who are in the various, agencies and departments under the Roads Ministry. You understand the point? So it was very unfortunate to me. There are many allegations that the Fourth Estate and the Media Foundation for West Africa made regarding a number of companies and what have you. I believe they are going for it, we can go into it. But the point is that President Mahama is not a president that will cause harm and ensure that this country is bleeding in terms of resources. He is not one president you can attribute that to. This is the president that came and saw a budget of 20 million for celebration of Independence Day and made sure that he had cut it to 1.5 million. He has reduced the number of ministries from 30 to 23. He has reduced the number of presidential staffers from 361 to 233. There are many, you understand, interventions His Excellency the President has done in order to save the public purse. This is the President that has cut fuel allowances, cancelled DSTV subscriptions and what have you, across ministry, department and agencies. So really, he is not one.
How are the ministers watching the football matches in their offices?
Why you want to watch your football match?
So government is not paying for
government
it?
Is not paying for anything. Government is not paying for it. Okay. And I can confirm to you when it comes to Jubilee House, nobody.
Okay, you're saying Jubilee House?
Yes.
As for the ministries, who have to do
he has directed many of the state agencies and departments
and are they
sure that they stick to it. Definitely. If I the president, I also made sure that nobody even flies first class.
It's, I mean,
Who used to
It's
fly
true.
business class or first class?
Ghana
First class.
is business class.
The president has
Is
cancelled
there
it.
first class nowadays?
Oh, they were in some times, but they were.
Some
Now the
chartered-
president has been able to ban it, so nobody is flying first class. And appointees of the president are making sure that that directive is being adhered to. I can go on and on and on about several initiatives to save the taxpayer. Now the conclusion I want to make is that. Let me conclude. The conclusion I want to make is that we respect the Four Tested and Media Foundation West. We think that they should continue doing great works for this country. My advice is that it is important that whilst they make public announcements on investigative, that they should be able to go extra mile to validate and ensure that they bring out the right information for public consumption.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To your viewers, and a special good morning to our flag bearer, Alhaji Dr. Baumia, who is forming the next government come January 2029. Okay. Inshallah. Before I go into this matter, there is this concern, or there is this observation that I think that I should use your platform to probably draw attention to it. I happen to be around a lot of young people.
Okay.
Because I play football with them. I watch football. Over the weekend, in one of our meetings, the first time I heard something called Infuse. I don't know, it was the first time.
Infuse?
Yes, they call it Infuse. Apparently, they dope, or they put in like weed with like if they want to drink, they put in narcotic substance, they put it in wache. I was so shocked. So I don't know. You are more trendy than I. I mean,
but I'm sure.
Yes,
I know that people
right?
take in. Yes.
they put it-
Okay. That.
Yeah.
So that's for that one. There is.
I didn't know. They call it.
Then already you are late to the
They call
party.
it infused, and they put it in wache. Almost everything edible, and I was so worried. And I think it's about time we let our young people understand that the repercussions are just so enormous. I mean, they shouldn't expose themselves to such things. I really got scared that so everything they put in their mouth is infused with a narcotic substance. And so it's no wonder that you remember the Ministry of Interior came out and said that they had to deny people entry to the security services because most of them tested positive for certain narcotic substance. So please, young people, it is not going to take us anywhere. Don't let us go on this route, okay? Lily, you see, I would start from where my good friend Doctor ended. And it's about the Fourth Estate. This report by the Dr. Sawyer's committee, or if I should call it committee, a sort of a stark contrast of what was put out there by the Media Foundation for West Africa, and which was led by Suleiman Abrahima. So I'm a bit worried. One of them is not telling us the truth, or one of them is really being economical with the truth. Because I watched Mr. Suleiman Abrahima on a news show, like an interactive show like yourself. And some of the things he said and the evidence he adduced at the time, if you compare it to this report, it's a bit worrying as to who to believe. So I will call on Media Foundation for West Africa. It's such a credible entity, because this thing that the government functionary has put out there has called their credibility into question. Because you cannot come with all those things that were said about this big push and all that, and now we have this report which sort of contradicts almost everything that was put out there. So, yes, their credibility has been put, probably in quotes, as questionable.
Okay.
So they need to respond. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing is about,
one of the responses, Suleiman.
He has come up with a response.
Oh, it was the SATO response yesterday. He says
what?
Multi-million big push road contracts, same as pothole and patches contracts, with a question mark. Shoddy diversionary reports to deceive who?
Exactly. So if he doesn't come out to speak, I will be so surprised because their credibility has been questioned. It's been interrogated and queried by this particular report. So they would have to come up, speak, and also, I mean, they said the report is a 72-page report. Only an executive summary has been released as of now. They said they were going to release the entire report tomorrow. So I'm sure it's still unfolding, and we'll be discussing it. And we will discuss it alongside the responses by Media Foundation for West Africa, the Fourth Estate, and especially Suleiman Abrahama. Then the second point is that, you see, I am very worried that as people in politics, we allow certain things to fester, and we don't seem to care. You remember how when in instances like this, the president referred it to a state functionary or government functionary to interrogate and come out with reports. The NDC, I remember on several occasions when the president had to refer such instances to committees which were government functionaries, they even tagged the president or the Jubilee House clearing house or Mr. President as clearing something. They found the clearing agents, that was the word. They found every fault with the president referring a happening or an occurrence to another government functionary. Like the term government investigating government. And went to town with it. Tagged the president and gave him names. What happened? A similar situation occurs, and it is given to another government functionary to investigate and come out with which reports. Who wasn't expecting this kind of report? So I think we should not allow such things to fester. See, this was a technical thing. If the president was indeed minded to go into this, to really interrogate this, to really bring up issues of accountability, I think it should have been referred to like an entity, a professional body with expertise in such area. Because
you wanted an independent body?
See, if it was bad yesterday in the era of MPP, where you thought that the president didn't do all or acted in bad faith by referring such matters to a government functionary, why did you repeat it? That is the hypocrisy some of us are worried about. Because if it was bad yesterday, it should be bad today as well. Because we repeat the same thing, and it's like we forget almost everything we do when we are in a position, and when we are in power, we do something just, I don't even understand. So I find fault with government investigating government, just as my friend Dr. Ayer found fault with government investigating government in previous years. So we should have principles. Where are the principles? Where are the principles? That is the second. The third thing is about, you see, we shouldn't take the Ghanaian for granted. The reports may say something, Media Foundation may say others, but what are Ghanaians saying? I remember Suleiman Abrahama even bringing up issues of people who had been given contracts where it was a one-man company. The report is silent on all these things. We all read in between the lines. It has clarified.
When you are done, I'll speak to it.
Okay, so there are so many aspects that we believe that either Media Foundation or the government is telling, we are descending as a people. So that one of them should, either Media Foundation or the government, they should tell us the truth. We are descending as a people.
Engineering has had cause to, as the Auditor General, to put up a separate investigative committee to investigate or audit this.
Yes, I remember. I mean, one of the shows I remember. So that is why I'm thinking that between government and Fourth Estate, they shouldn't take us for a ride. We are descending people. We understand what is happening. So they should come clear on this.
In your estimation, either government or the Fourth Estate is taking
one of them is not telling us the truth. Because they were so convinced in their findings, I mean the Fourth Estate, that they made all of us believe it. And they were backed with figures. I remember him reading from documents and all that. They were backed with figures. So I am a bit worried as to who is actually misleading, because one of them is misleading us. But the credibility of Fourth Estate is such that I would side with them. That maybe government is being cosmetic with this report, because they have done it. They have the credibility in doing such investigations. So for now, I would side with them and think that this report is a bit cosmetic, and
Does somebody having the credibility to do something mean that they cannot be faulted for something?
Oh, we are all fallible as a human, as humans, we are all fallible. But the conviction with which they did this expose, the conviction with which their spokesperson made numerous representations in respect of this, I'll be very surprised if they allow this government position to overshadow the position they are taking earlier on. You see, for us as a party, accountability is very important. In all this, what we are asking for is accountability. Because you remember that the president, in his campaigns, I mean, when he was a candidate Mohammed, when he even went to the Parliament for State of the Nation address, he mentioned that sole sourcing is a thing of the past. So we were all surprised when the expose came out and said, oh, it had been festering under his watch and he had never said anything. I remember the majority leader in Parliament even echoing the position of the president that sole sourcing is a thing of the past. Then suddenly, Fourth Estate come with this. Then yesterday we were up and said, oh, what Fourth Estate? Somebody is misleading somebody. So we need to go into the... So for us, we believe in accountability. And we are, like I said, the report, they said the full report will be out by today. Is it out already? They said by the Secretary Summary said it will be out by today. It will be published by today. We would take.
But they
oh, I also have a copy of the summary.
Yeah.
So, yes, I also have a copy of the summary. I've read through, and we are waiting for the full report. I'm sure your studio here will serialize the report. We'll take it page by page, interrogate it, query it, ask the right questions. But for now, I think the onus has gone back to Media Foundation to give us a proper response. Because if they allow this to, then their credibility is at stake. Because I believe that somebody is not telling the truth. Somebody, and I will side with Media Foundation for now and conclude that this report is being a bit cosmetic about this whole thing.
Mr. Janta.
Good morning.
Good morning once again.
Talk there is cheap.
Sure.
Talk is cheap.
It's not cheap. As people like Abronya.
Talk is Talk is cheap.
That's just
Lily, why do we sit for politicians to turn the law upside down by their word? Why? What did Kwame just say? That was it President Mahama or President Akufo-Addo who said sole sourcing was what?
President Mahama.
Yes, thing of the past.
Sole sourcing is thing of the past. And that's a political statement. True?
Sure.
It's a political statement. Why is the political statement? There's law backing sole sourcing. Huh? So which comes first?
The law.
What the president says or the law?
The law.
Okay. What does the law say? It says sole sourcing is legal under Ghana's Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, but only for specific reasons. So as a head of state, as a political person, nobody has the right to say, oh, we are banning sole sourcing, when it's backed by law. I have a difficulty there. And what does that Act 663 entail? Huh?
Sections 40 and 41?
Act 663 says sole sourcing entails 1, emergency situations where delay would cause harm. Only one supplier exists for that technical work.
Exclusive right. Yeah.
Security, national interest reasons. Continuation of work where switching suppliers would cause problems. So, is sole sourcing illegal?
No.
Where the challenge is
It's the abuse.
Is that we have turned it into something else. And because we've turned it into something else, we make it look as if it's bad. But let's stick with the law. Let's stick with the law. If that is the case, let's withdraw that law in the Procurement Act. Let's withdraw that bit in the Procurement Act and ban it completely. The politicians will stand on a platform, something that is law, and they speak ultra vires to the law. Mm-hmm. I don't understand that. We have abused sole sourcing. So because we feel we are the only ones, we do whatever we want to do. For me, where the crux is, it's not the fact that it's sole sourced. Even competitive and sole sourcing, it's not the crux that somebody is sole sourced, somebody is competitive. It is the quality of work that is done. That is where the problem is. Go and look at the roads today with all the rain. Go and see those roads that were done during the dry season, pothole patching. Go and see now. It's the quality that we've got to test. Nobody seems to be talking about the quality. And isn't the quality of the road spoiling cars?
It is.
Spare parts, have they gone down?
No.
Aren't taxes going up for importing some of these spare parts?
Yes.
Isn't that what is key for the Ghanaian? Because sole sourcing is specific. And yes, there's abuse of sole sourcing in this country. There's corruption, there are all sorts of things that sole sourcing attracts. But it should be so. Other countries that we tend to compare ourselves with, do they not sole source? Do you hear anything wuru-wuru going on? Why is it that it's only in Ghana that you see these things? It's because we are not trustworthy people. It's because we always want to cut corners. It's because we brought money before everything we do and thrown quality aside. Why should we today be going through what we are going through when it rains? Why? We should be celebrating rain. Because the rain does what? If for nothing at all, it brings abundant food. Because food grows. If you plant anything, you need water. And if God is blessing you with water constantly, like on Saturday, it rained all day, on and off, on and off, on and off. And the water is growing food. Isn't that good? So for me, places like the Fourth Estate and all, they should look at the quality of work that is being done. That is where the argument is. Because if for nothing at all, you have invested Ghanaian taxpayers' money. Some of those monies are in billions of cedis. And then you come up with shoddy work. Sole sourcing, so what? Yes, the politician makes some money there. That guy makes some money there. What about the quality of the work that is being done? So, this argument is also, for me, it isn't something that, when I read it, it is something that worries me. Yes, if we police it well, if we police it well, then there's no likelihood of there being some of these ultra-virus things. For instance, corruption. I've been in the industry before. I've been in the roads industry before, and I know what goes on. I know sometimes how tenders are done. How you've got to be able to do certain things before you win. How insiders will bring you information and show you how to do it. I know all that happens. What about quality of work? So the political parties will play football with it. If my party came into power, we'll still play football with it. Because political parties in this country have a certain mindset. Political parties in this country tend to be tunnel vision. They won't look outside. Anything that gives political advantage, that is what they will push. But I would have loved where political parties will say, you built this road. This road you built was wrong. You built this gutter. This gutter you built was wrong. Wasn't built properly. You built this school. This school you built wasn't built properly. And all of us with one voice would make sure that contractors who do these things do a better job and not keep quiet because our party is not in power. So let's dance around and let's play around sole sourcing and all that and leave the quality of work. That is where the crux is, because we use Ghanaian taxpayers' money. That's all I have to say.
Okay, I know you have a few things. Let me take a break. When I come back, I'll take a few battles. Stay with us.
a brand new day this morning.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is still J to the here on JH1 TV, and I am Lily Mohammed. My guests are still here. We're still discussing the alleged scandal around the road contracts and sole sourcing and big push projects. And yesterday, the minister in charge of government communications had cause to give us a summary of the report that was chaired by Valerie Sawyer, and we've been discussing it. Doc, you have a few rebuttals.
I think the president has been very clear about his position on sole sourcing. In fact, when the National Economic Dialogue was held in 2025, the president made a point that single source procurement must be rare, must be the rare exception rather than the norm. The president was clear that single source procurement must be the rare exception under the norm. That was no.
Quoted the law.
So the laws are clear. The president knows that our procurement laws allows single source, just like
emergency.
Yes, under specific conditions.
So what he's saying,
yes.
So what he's saying,
that's what the president said
to do.
So it must be rare. It means that
It must not be common.
it must not be common.
Yes.
In that it must meet the criteria
of the law.
Exactly, that's what the president said.
So that everybody knows.
Oh, but the president has quoted the law on several occasions.
Because it makes it sound as a political statement.
No, it's not a political statement. In fact, during his State of the Nation's address,
He said the same.
he made a point. Yeah. You understand? And rehashed his commitment to the fact that it must not be something that we do on a daily basis. Indeed, when you look at the data I have provided, out of the 1,441, only just about 66 of them that were done through sole sourcing, representing 4.58%.
47.
No, I'm talking about the total road contract.
Okay.
Only 4.58% were single source, Mr. Jantua.
And
conclusion.
And sometimes it's important to single source.
Very important. In fact, let me give you an example. Look at the Sampa to Gini Road. The people did demonstrations. If we were going to go through the processes, it would have taken about 18 months before the project would have started. The people of Sampa to Gini cannot wait for 18 months before the project will start. When the project will take about 36 months. And so it was clearly prudent that on the basis of how urgent the project is, there was a need for government to
sole source
so that the roads can be started early and they can be completed. That was the president's promise, very clear and unambiguous. Now, the reason why I was advising sole source, the Media Foundation for West Africa, to very thorough the investigation was that when they were giving their claim, they made specific allegations. They said that a company called Build Managers had only one worker. That was a claim, one of the claims they made. Meanwhile, Senate clearance certificate as of January 2025 shows that they had 20 workers. I challenged them to bring contrary figures to it. They said that Sanam Ghana Limited had 4 workers. Meanwhile, their Senate clearance certificate as at 2022 April, they had 25 workers. As at April of last year, they had 26 workers. And so clearly, that claim was a blatant lie. In fact, the Dodo Peposo and Kwanta Road, they said that they were conflicting figures, and that the ministry and the government was dancing through figures, and they were lying to the people of Ghana because they wanted to conceal some significant information. Meanwhile, the finance ministry's commitment authorization showed that the ministry should not exceed 648 million in award of the contract. Listen to me. The ministry should not exceed 648 million in the award of the contract. The ministry actually gave the contract at 683, 1 million less than the commitment authorization the finance ministry stated. Then in the communication between the ministry and PPA, they wrote 804. Clearly, it is a typo. And the minister came out to actually clarify it.
Okay, I think I heard that yesterday.
And now, failure to go by the commitment authorization is actually criminal. When you do that, you will go to jail. So there is no way anybody will exceed commitment authorization that was given. So it was given at 684 million, and the ministry did it at 683 million. less than what they were giving. Now they made several claims, and I've heard council saying that the report is cosmetic. Meanwhile, council could not tell us exactly what part of the report was cosmetic and what claim that the report debunked that he thinks is cosmetic, because he is relying on the integrity and conviction of Fourth Estate. You recall that, and I'm shocked that you believe in the credibility of Fourth Estate more than the ministry. Because this is the same, I don't know whether you remember, this is the same Fourth Estate that told us that the ministry could have done procurement for 1 month. In this country, which procurement is done for 1 month? If a person sits on a platform and says that the ministry could have done the award of the contract through open tendering, and that open competitive tendering could have been done in 1 month, clearly this is somebody who does not know anything about procurement, because you need not less than 4 months to 5 months to do a proper open competitive tendering. And this is somebody you believe in his credibility more than the ministry. You understand? So really, it is not true. And you see, I can go through on and on and on. So many claims that they made that the ministry has been able to
hold on.
In fact, they mentioned some rules, and they said that they disagree because 1 kilometer of road for another road was 10 million, another was 18 million, another was 30 million, and bundled about figures. Meanwhile, Mr. Johnson, all roads are not the same. The price of Corolla S is not the same as Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Sure.
A Mercedes-Benz S-Class can buy 4 to 5 to 6 Corolla S. There are several types of roads depending on the nature of even the land or the soil. There are marshy soils, there are a number of them. You understand? So it does not make sense for anybody to sit on a platform when especially you yourself don't have any qualification in terms of being a quantity surveyor or an architect or an engineer, and you do not produce any document of evidentiary value to debunk the claim that have been made. So really, I can agree with counsel if he says that the Fourth Estate should come out and defend it, because they cannot allow this to go. But I can assure you on this platform, there is no way they can mount any cogent defense to this report, because when they made the statements, they were completely dismissed because of evidence available. You understand? Evidence available clearly showed that they know what they were talking about. But like I said, I can encourage them that as an entity, we respect and believe in the work they do. It is good for this country. They should continue to hold the feet of governments and government officials to the fire of accountability. But in doing so, it is important that they protect their image. They cannot be an outlet of unverified, falsified claims to dent the image of government officials who are doing well. Because I know what work went through before even these rules, this costing and design came out. And so this morning, I'm happy that the report has come. We commend the Roads Minister, we commend Dr. Valerie Soria, we commend government for the show of accountability and transparency as far as these big push road projects are concerned.
You see, Lily, for me, I'll reiterate the point that a challenge has been shown to Fourth Estate by this reportage. If they would want us to believe in their credibility as an entity that believes in accountability, because this has even called their integrity, not just their mere existence, their integrity, and it's a serious thing. So, Mr. Brima, we will need a detailed response from your entity in terms of this committee or Dr. Valerie Soria's findings.
Okay.
If you don't do that, I think you would have sort of, for lack of better words, disappointed all of us. And I will urge him that in the coming days, he should not just give one brief statement. He should take the report and respond paragraph by paragraph so that it gives us a better balance of what has happened. Because as at now, I will say it and say it again. Based on some of the works they have done, over the years, I would side with them and say that until they bring a response or they make an admission or accept that probably they erred, they never made some assertions based on evidence available at the time, I will still believe and hope that what they made us believe in terms of all those allegations and representations they made are true.
Okay.
That is what I would say.
Okay. Let's talk about Madam Sophia Kufu,
Ah.
the former Chief Justice, now former Council of State member.
Yeah.
There were reports circulating that she had resigned from the Council of State, and it was not known to all of us until this reportage came out. And the presidency, through the Minister for Government Communications, has had cause to allude to that report, that indeed Madam Sophia Kufu has resigned from the Council of State as a member. Bernard, I want you.
You know, she's really a strong woman and a role model to many young people, especially the young women in the legal fraternity. And the person we're talking about was made a Supreme Court Justice by President Rawlings, became a Chief Justice under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and became a member of the Council of State under President Mahama, and is even now a traditional ruler. So she's no mean person. She's a person. She's a very experienced woman who speaks her mind, who makes her opinions known. You remember the issue about the haircut and DDEP.
Yeah.
She led demonstrations, even though people thought that, but you were just a CJ under this administration. So she stands for something. We've known her to be a woman who stands for something. If you listen to her speak, if you listen to her interviews, she's not a pushover.
Sure.
Okay, she's never a pushover. And you would agree with me that such people, before they take decisions, would have been very informed decisions. In fact, it was the first time I heard of his resignation yesterday through the presser. And according to the government spokesperson, it was sometime last year, September.
Yeah.
And I remember very well, last year, September, was where this issue of Madam Chief Justice, what was her name?
Gertrude
Tokon was at its peak. And people had raised issues as to the unanimity of the decision by the Council of State to come to the conclusion that a case had been established against, a prima facie case had been established against Madam Gertrude, and therefore other further legal processes should go on. People were a bit worried because her name even came up, and people asked questions. Did she also support it? Did she also vote in favor?
She was a witness in favor of
Yes,
Madam
yes. I remember. I'm coming there. Then it comes up that during the proceedings, she agreed to be part of the people who would vouch for the integrity of Madam Gertrude Tokonu and all that. So for me, even though the government spokesperson wants all of us to believe that her reason for the resignation as a member has nothing to do with the issues with Madam Gertrude Tokonu, in as much as I do not have evidence to the contrary, I think that I would also not take what we've been told by the government spokesperson just like that, because of the timing. And the government spokesperson also added that upon receipt of it, the president didn't act on it because there were some interventions by the members of the Council of State that let us see how we resolve it, and if not, we'll get back to you. So it has taken September 2025 till now, almost about 8 months into that before government informs all of us about the situation. You see, this is what I would implore and plead with Madam Chief Justice Sophia, that she should speak on these matters. You see, if you don't speak on these matters for yourself, you allow speculations, you allow hearsays, you allow certain things to just go, okay? And that is not what we want for somebody of her integrity and personal repute. Recently, she was made something. She's a traditional leader over there. And for me, I think I would want to know her reasons. I'm really, really interested in knowing from her what actually caused her resignation. She can resign at any time, but now, if we are not told the reasons for her resignation, we cannot really interrogate the facts. So, in as much as I believe that it may be for good reason and relatable to what happened to Madam Gertrude Tokon, which you all thought was a blot on the judicial system and integrity of this nation, I think that if the government spokesperson has refuted this, she should come clear if indeed it is relatable to what happened. Because as we speak right now, you know, the truth is that there's a Chief Justice and all that. But amongst us lawyers, we discuss those things. Because you remember, in the course of the proceedings, the majority leader went to Parliament and says that we need to establish a CI, which will spell out a framework for the removal of people like the Chief Justice and all other persons. It was in the heat of those arguments. But when these whole things were settled, that thing has gone down. So I would want to use this opportunity to raise that argument that, listen, the issue of the removal of Chief Justice, if we leave it to the workings of Article 146 as it stands right now, it is so dangerous. So the majority's position that we would come to Parliament with a CI to bring about a framework for the removal, it should be, we should start the discussions again.
Okay.
Because for me, I believe that even though the government spokesperson wants us to believe that it has nothing to do with the removal of the Chief Justice, me, I'm convinced that it has everything to do with the removal of the Gertrude Tokon. It has everything to do with the removal of Chief Justice Tokon. Because this woman will not resign for just resignation's sake. So if she won't speak, at least we should use this to start the discussions about the framework for the removal of people of such positions. Okay. It is time we go back to that discussion. It is time we really go back to that discussion because you can't, you see, it is so easy to remove a Chief Justice than even a secretary of a board, as we have it in Article 146.
Yeah, but that is what our Constitution says.
That is why I'm saying that at the peak of that discussion, the majority leader said, I listened to him very well, that it is about time the government of the day goes to Parliament with a framework that spells out the working as contemplated under Article 146. And I want to use this discussion to ring in that again. That for me, we need to visit that again. Even though Madam has not spoken and given us her reasons for resignation, the government spokespersons are saying that it has nothing to do with the removal of Gertrude. I believe, and I'm very convinced, it is so. Looking at the caliber of person and somebody who at the time served as a Council of State, but decided to vouch for the integrity of the Chief Justice when she was going through her proceedings. We should use it as a time to bring back that discussion. That, you know what, let us look at Article 146 again. Let us try to bring a framework for its working and see that it is not weaponized against subsequent Chief Justices. Okay. But for me, it is a personal decision. She's entitled to it. But because of the caliber of person and matters relating to all the things we know, she should be speaking. She should be speaking. I'll plead with her that she should give us the reasons for his resignation. Let us interrogate it and see how we could go forward with it. Because such people are role models, such people are policymakers. They've sat somewhere, they have made decisions which have affected this country. So they shouldn't leave things to us politicians to speculate as to why she resigned and all that. That is what I'll say.
Okay.
Lily, yes, I think that...
Are you, yesterday, a member of your communications team, Hamza Soyini Esquire, mentioned that her resignation from the council is long overdue because of her biases towards Gertrude Tokon. Do you share those sentiments?
I think that is the opinion of my good brother,
Hamza.
respected Hamza. And I've also listened to counsel here. He has also expressed his opinion. Everyone is allowed to express their opinion. And I'm happy that it is his personal opinion, may not necessarily be the facts, because he could not adduce any evidence. He could not bring any verifiable facts to show that there is a particular reason the woman resigned. But you see, Article 89 is clear. Article 89 establishes the Council of State. But when you read Article 89, it details the composition of the Council of State, where it tells you that it must include a former Chief Justice. I believe it was the reason why His Excellency the President appointed her in that capacity.
But she wasn't the only one available as a former CJ.
Oh, but
Gina was there.
but one person,
Enimiyebo is also.
but one person
Yes,
is
one
supposed to be
person.
appointed.
So something might have.
No.
informed us.
The president will choose out of those who are there. He cannot choose.
Existing
If he
former.
chooses any, but the other people who will come and say that there's a reason why he chooses. If he chooses Madam,
Georgina.
there's a reason why people will come and say there's a particular reason. So definitely the president will choose just one. You understand the point? So that was the capacity in which she was appointed. She served, and I think that it is kind and respectful if we do not conjecture and make insinuations or assumptions about the reason why she decided to resign. She is not, just like you mentioned, she's not just any person in this country. She's a woman of high stature and integrity who has been able to make public statements to express her opinions on matters of national interest at every material time, regardless of who is the president. And the Kufa, do recall that when over 1 million people got their wealth expropriated through the domestic debt exchange program, she went out, solidarized with the number of people who had lost their money through that program. And she publicly expressed her revulsion at the government at the time for that program. In fact, you recall that people like Gabi and other people started to attack her, including MPP members who took to the media and attacked her openly because she had expressed solidarity with the over 1 million people who had lost their money through the domestic debt exchange program. Last year, when the issue around Madam Tokonu came, she also expressed her opinion. Nobody in government attacked her. Nobody in the NDC attacked her because that was her personal opinion.
And she even had cause to appear before the formal committee
a
to testify.
respected personal opinion. She was part of the, Council of State that deliberated the matter. You understand? And she expressed her opinion on it. She's a judge. She knows that you can have your respected personal opinion, a dissenting opinion, but at the end of the day, the majority carries the day. If you have 7 to 9 judges sitting on a case and you express a dissenting opinion, that does not mean that your dissenting opinion will take precedence. At the end of the day, the majority believe that there was a reason why Madam Tokonu should answer certain questions. That was on the basis for which that primary facility determination was made. And so we must respect her decision to resign, and we must respect the fact that she's entitled to that decision. We must not conjecture and give her reasons why she resigned. I know from what I said yesterday, the minister made a point that when she tendered in her resignation sometime last year, the president wanted to respond to it. But the Council of State members actually told His Excellency the President that they will have to engage the woman to know exactly
Her reasons.
As I sit here, there was no reason given, but the Council of State directed His Excellency the President to respond to it. And so in her personal capacity, she is entitled to resign or not resign. So if she has not been, she did not give any reason for a resignation, we do not have any right or any opportunity to now conjecture and to tell her exactly the reason why she resigned, when she herself has every opportunity to explain to us why she resigned. She is not a woman that cannot express opinion, like I've rightfully demonstrated to you. She's done that on several occasions, on several counts, regardless of whoever she's speaking against. So if such a person did not give any reason why she resigned, on what basis does council now veer into the realm of
the removal of Gertrude Tokonu?
Yes, and now make claim that it was because of the removal of Gertrude Tokonu and what have you. No, I don't think that.
So you don't think it is on the back of the removal of Gertrude Tokonu?
I think that the woman, like I rightfully said, the woman has demonstrated that she can speak for herself. Who are we to come and explain the reasons why she resigned when she herself can speak more than us, regardless of the situation? So I think that I disagree with counsel if she wants to, create the impression although the woman resigned because of Madam Gertrude Tokuma. I don't think it's fair to the woman. I don't think, in my candid opinion, it is enough respect for the stature of a woman like that. And so I think that we want to thank her. We appreciate the work she's done for this country so far. And I encourage her not to desist from making public commentary on issues of national interest, because some of us respect her and we know of her exploits. And we are guided by her long-standing experience on matters of this nature. And we always learn from her every now and then. We thank her for her service to this country. And we know that going forward, we'll be hearing more from her on issues in order to guide government. Because at all material times, if government is embarking on any program and she thinks that there is a need for her to express an opinion, she is allowed to express that opinion in order to guide the conduct of government.
Coming from the president, who is taking the position?
The minister made a
But
point
the
yesterday
president
that,
has
processes have started to get another person to fill her shoes.
Are we settling on another woman? Are you judging?
I don't know, but I know that
we're going
processes
for
have started.
Enimiable.
It is in the bosom of the president, the Council of State, and other stakeholders to decide who will be appointed. We are just when the information comes, we'll let you.
Since I have lawyers here, I want to find out. Can Gertrude Tokuno fit the bill after she was removed?
I don't think so, because she was removed as a Chief Justice. So she may not qualify under the tag a former Chief Justice.
Okay.
She was not removed as a Supreme Court judge.
But she was removed as a
Chief
CJ.
So, yes, I was thinking about that. But then I'm like, no. It was her status as a Chief Justice that was in question under Article 146.
Okay.
So maybe she may not qualify under the tag of a former Chief Justice. And that's my opinion. I've thought about it. But just a quick, if you would allow me before Mr. Janto comes.
Okay.
You see, in as much as we know that her leadership can speak for herself, we also can read in between the lines.
Okay.
And my brother should not make it look as if a woman who has voluntarily accepted to serve as a member of Council of State for no reason at all would decide one day that I'm no longer interested in the position. It cannot be. Why would it even take it in the first place? There might be some happenings. That is why we are saying that she can speak. We encourage her not to leave her resignation to speculations and conjectures like he's suggesting. He should start speaking for us to, it will build all of us. It will shape the conversations going forward. So there's a personal appeal to her that let us know what really transpired to cause her resignation, because it might have been triggered by some...
Point of order. Come here, repeating yourself. You already said that.
He's implying.
I really want
People have heard what you said, but you're still repeating it.
He wants to rehash for emphasis.
Repetition is for emphasis.
Yes.
Because my man is making it look as if she had, she was entitled to resign and therefore she has resigned and we should all go to sleep. We should interrogate it further.
Why should we interrogate it? She herself didn't give any reason. If she wants to give a reason to us,
She would have.
given it. And by the way, Madam Tokonu is not a former CJ. She was removed. So it cannot be in the record that she's a former CJ. I want to put it on record.
Yes, Mr.
Mr.
Yes,
Janto.
that's my point.
Do you think Sophia Kufu, Chief Justice Sophia Kufu, knowing the kind of character she is, do you think she'll spit in the face of President Mahama?
She's
Looking at the kind of woman she is.
But
What do you mean?
On all the attributes
what
that
would
she
you
has.
term spitting in the face of them?
You think she'd get up and write a letter and not go and see President Mahama and give her reasons? You think she'll do that? Is she that kind of a woman?
But according to government spokesperson, we don't. She didn't
but
give
do you think
reasons.
it's everything they'll tell you?
So are you?
When the president, sacks somebody, does he tell us why? Do we ask? We ask, but do we get an answer? So such a woman of high profile, and the president put her there, you think if she's deciding to resign, she would just get up and resign? She won't go and discuss it with the president and give reasons. And the kind of woman she is, do you think she would want her reasons for political commentators and political parties now use it as propaganda? Come on. You should know the woman well. You should know the woman well. Look at all the things she's done. And even when she went to picket, the reasons why she picketed. You should know her well. She's not that kind of a woman who will come and throw her reasons out there for people to now be commenting left, right, center. She won't do it. So if she decided to resign, let sleeping dogs lie and leave it at that. If she feels she needs to tell us something, she would tell us. But I don't think that the president doesn't know exactly why. It is up to him to say yes. It's up to him to say no. It's up to him to explain. It's up to him to give reasons. If the president decides that this is between me and her, I don't have to give anybody reasons. It is right. Period. So let's stop this political thing that we do. And we need to know. What do you need to know?
You need to know.
What do you need to know? And if you know, what will it do to you?
It will shape
If
the
you are not going
conversation.
to, if you are not going
How?
to use it for propaganda, it's not going to be used for propaganda. That yes, she's this, she's that, yes, she's aligned to this, aligned to this. For what? Please, let's give that.
But was her
let's
picketing
give her
not used
respect.
as propaganda?
Look. I've interacted with her at IEA.
She's not an IEA fellow.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've interacted with IEA. And she doesn't just get up and speak. No. She's not that kind of a woman. She sits, she thinks clearly of what she's going to say. And when she talks, you can see that there has been in-depth thinking in what she's talking about. So let's leave it at that. If the president feels he would give a reason why, he would give. If he feels it is not necessary, it can cause all sorts of things that would now turn into something else, let's leave it. Because equally, Tokonu is my good friend. Equally, if we go down that trajectory, it's just going to bring so much talk. That isn't necessary. That isn't necessary. What happened, happened. It's past and gone. Can't change it. Leave it. So I don't really think that it is her priority to say, I'll give reasons. But if she decides not to give reasons, nobody should force her to. Simple. Resign. What do you want to know for?
I disagree.
What will it do to you?
I disagree with
Kwame,
you.
what will it do to you?
So we should know her reason.
I said, why?
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 A woman of this
Okay.
stature
Let me
resigned,
ask
and
you.
you don't want us
So
to
let me
know why
ask
she
you.
resigned.
Let me ask you.
I don't
Let
know.
me
I
ask
think
you.
she should let us.
Let me ask you. When the president sacks somebody, would you ask him to give
Why
reasons?
is that the person?
No. This
Why-
is a
why
woman-
no?
No, Mr. Jantwa. You see, let's put the things in proper perspective.
But
What's the perspective?
Mr. Don't you think that for that there's a code of conduct? Once you breach it,
Yes.
then the president has a right to sack you.
Yes, but
The
sometimes the president sacks people without giving
Without any explanation.
reasons.
The president has the power to
No,
appoint
yes.
No, Mr. Jantwa,
and
let's put,
disappoint without any giving.
No,
any-
let the woman. Don't force the woman to give
come
you
out.
nobody's
reasons.
forcing
Okay.
the woman.
No, the way you're
The
talking,
government
she has to.
spokesperson-
She has to. She has to tell us. She has to
Why?
tell you what.
Why?
No, Mr.
You
Jantwa,
have to
Mr.
tell
Jantwa,
you.
let's put things in
Leave
proper
it to her. If she decides
Please
to
hold
tell
on, let him
us,
land.
Yes.
if she decides to tell us, she'll tell us. If she doesn't decide to tell us, let's respect her decision and leave it at that. Period.
You see, Lily, let's put it in proper perspective.
Okay.
The government spokesperson, I listened to him, said when Madame gave her reasons for resignation, at the point the president wanted to respond or let's say accept it, but the Council of State intervened and said, let us engage her further and see if there will be any other outcome. So there were reasons discussed.
Why do you want to know?
Mr. Yancho, we shouldn't
Why
know
do you
the
want to
reasons.
know?
When
If it can create something with public interest and all that, why do we want
You
to
see-
go
you
in
see-
there?
when she went on the
you see-
picketing and all those things,
She
gave
went
her
for a reason. She
She
went
gave
for a
her
reason.
reasons
What
for
was
the
her
picketing.
reason?
She gave her reasons.
Her
reason.
money's well.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. If her monies weren't part of it, I don't think she would have gone picketing.
Yes.
At that time, she didn't need to give a reason. This is so sensitive.
she gave a reason.
Wait, listen.
Wait.
Why do you think she didn't
Mr.
give a
Answer, hold on.
resignation?
No, she went picketing because she herself
Was affected.
was affected.
Uh-huh.
And anybody who's affected has the right to go and picket.
Yes. Sure.
Period.
In fact, Mr. Yanswa, there are many times that she herself has not been affected, but she still gives reasons. You recall that she's a fellow of IE,
Yes.
and she's spoken on this money
mining
issues.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Reason
understand?
we expected to
So
talk more.
the point is that if she deems it fit to give a reason, the woman knows how to talk more
Yes.
than all of us.
We will
Yes.
plead with her to
She
give
has
us
been a justice for a very long time.
since 19.
She's
an
expressed
experienced
several
woman.
opinions.
Okay.
She's a very
Lily,
experienced
Yes.
we will
So
plead
if
with
she
her.
thinks that,
Hold on.
But you see, I don't know why the MPP are so, worked up over this Madam Tokono issue. Are you not the people that started the precedence of removing people? Relax. You see.
Hold
Sometimes,
on. Sorry, relax.
the level of double standards among the MPP, it beats imagination. Suddenly, a petition removes somebody from an office of that nature. The MPP deems it very wrong. Meanwhile, you people were the ones that started this whole fuss about removing people on the basis of petitions that have been given. So really, even if the woman has resigned over the issue of Madam Tokono, is that news?
Big news. So let us know.
Relax. How does it become a news?
You see,
When you have engaged in the same conduct.
the point is this.
No, you see, we must be principled and consistent.
That is why we are even imploring on her to give us reason, because we have known her for that.
No. If you are principles, you will know that if a woman resigns and does not give reasons, there should no business for you to even begin to conjecturing.
Dog, I disagree with you.
Insinuating
And placing
the reason
it in
why
a
the
certain
woman
box.
resigned.
Okay.
You understand? So I don't think that it is fair, it is necessary. Let's allow the woman to do what she pleases. Let respect her decisions, not to give any reasons why she has resigned as a member of Council of State. When we do that, that is when our principles actually come to bear. Rather than always trying to create news, I understand how it feels to be in opposition.
Oh, come on.
That when there is no
Come
news,
on, come on.
when there is no news, you want to create news.
Lily.
You understand the point? There are many issues the MPP
see,
can
they are-
engross
Hold on.
itself
Let him
with.
land.
You understand? There are many issues that you can take up, but not this issue that the woman wants to enjoy her own peace, be in her house and critique on issues she wants to do, rather than trying to put words.
Why is
in her
government
mouth,
so
everything in her mouth.
uncomfortable?
I don't think that.
I mean,
it's
I'm
fair.
surprised how my friend is so uncomfortable.
How am I uncomfortable?
When we are asking that the woman should just give us reasons to avoid some of these things. If she should come out tomorrow and say that I resigned because of A, B, and C, it only shapes the conversation, and we all learn from it. I don't know why government is so uncomfortable as to why the public, coming public as to her reasons for resignation. We all know this woman. She's a woman who will not just take certain decisions. We just want to
She's very
interrogate her
vocal.
reasons. Very vocal. And the government spokesperson said she gave reasons. And because of these reasons, the Council of State intervened. What were these reasons she gave? We are entitled to know.
Kwame,
It's a fair question.
Kwame, she wouldn't want to.
But
get
you
herself-
know,
Lily,
it
one
says
minute.
that.
Lily, 1 minute. She wouldn't want to get herself embroiled in any situation with regards to the former CJ who was removed. She wouldn't want to get herself involved, even if that is the reason. She has her integrity to what? She wouldn't want politicians to now come and sit on radio and be insulting her, because and she wouldn't want that to happen. So if she decides that I don't want to talk about it, it's only for the president's ears, leave it.
Because even the law says it in Article 89
Yes.
that once you want to resign, that member resigns by writing, signed by him, and addressed to the president.
Simple.
You see, it looks like you are just not, I don't know, if the wording that the spokesperson, he said this. When the president got the resignation letter with her reasons, because of her reasons, the council, other members of the Council of State, her own colleagues, thought it prudent to intervene. and you think we are not
what
being
reason? They
we
would
are
not
not
give
being
any
we are not being fair.
She's not. She doesn't
not
want to
giving
give
any
the
reason.
reason.
Oh,
Why do you want to force her
Ah,
to
that
give
woman
the
is not
reason?
supposed to.
No.
Why
No,
do
but she's not mandated to give reasons.
I'm even surprised that Bata as sensitive as this, you don't
She
want her
doesn't
reasons
have
to come out.
Look, I'm looking at the woman's integrity and she deciding, I don't want to get into this gutter politics type thing when you say things, people turn it left, right, center. Let me leave it there. I've told the president, I've written my resignation letter, let lying dogs lie. Simple. What do you want to do? Because can
every
you imagine?
resignation comes with a reason.
No,
I'll leave
Lily,
this matter.
Lily, can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine? She comes, she says, I resign because I feel very strongly about what happened to my fellow CJ. Getri Tukono. What do you think the headlines will be tomorrow? Saturday, it will be the talk of every radio station. And those who want to insult her will insult her. If that is the case, why is it that when President Mahama gave you, what do you call it, to be a member of the, what do you call it, Council of State, why did you take it? If you felt strongly about it. And she doesn't want that kind of talk. Let's respect her integrity, period.
Since we have lawyers here, I want us to quickly look at the withdrawal of Andy Appiah Kubi. Is this even done? That's okay. I have appointed you as my counsel. Go and represent me. You want to withdraw as a counsel to my case, and then you say, let me go and tell the court.
You see, this matters. But just to add that, I think was it late yesterday or late this morning, I think Mr. Bernard Nchubotsiakun has retained the services of Mr. Atachia to represent him. In our practice, I mean, representations for our clients is contractual. You can decide to withdraw your services any day, anytime. I don't know what actually transpired in court that the judge thought probably he has not come by the proper processes. So the discussion in court was not about whether he could withdraw his services as counsel for Mr. Wontumi, but the processes through which he had sought to do that. And so probably I thought maybe he didn't go official. And you see, the High Court, we always say, is a court of record. So maybe the judge, to her mind, was thinking she could have come properly and on written record. So it wasn't about whether you can, leave representations of your client at any point. But what happened in court was rather about the processes or the procedures Mr. Andy Appiah could be resorted to. But I think it's been resolved, and Mr. Atachia's services have been retained as lawyer for Mr. Bernard Nchubotsiakun. So I don't think it's going to affect him that much in terms of his representations in court. That's what I think.
Mr. Jantua, I'll come to you for your thoughts. Sound here.
Whether what? That's the question.
And the Appiah Kubi's withdrawal. I mean, did he have to go to the court and appear before the judge and tell the judge that the same reasons we are talking about, I am withdrawing because I think you are biased, because I think you've done this, and it is prejudice. Did he have to go before the judge? Couldn't he have just withdrawn his services?
If he really, and Andy is my good friend. I've known Andy since childhood. If he really wanted to make a complaint, he could go into chambers, couldn't he? He could go into chambers and told the judge what he feels and leave it at that. Simple. All this drama. Only for one day. Hasn't Boasaku got a new lawyer?
Yes.
So what was all that for? This circus, what was it for?
Some say this is to stall the judgment.
Whatever the case, you stole it for 20 years. It's like pregnancy. It will appear.
Yeah.
So what is it? For me, I think, what's his nickname?
Chemanutu.
Chemanutu. If he feels he's innocent, he should throw away all plea bargaining and whatever and face the court. Simple.
That's in a different matter.
Face the court. Simple.
That's on the exam case.
If you know you are purely innocent, like senior Chatuchikata did. Straight, face the court. You got nothing to hide. Today I'm changing life. For what? You're trying to waste time. It won't work. That judge there, she's not a small judge. That judge there.
Audrey Kokoviti.
That judge there. You encounter her and you see. Encounter her and you see. She goes process, as Kwame rightly said. For me, I was wondering, Andy is not a today lawyer.
He's a senior lawyer.
Yes. I mean, you know the processes. So if there's no time delay in it, why did you go all through this?
Like you say, uru.
Uru going around for what? See, I'm not handling this case anymore. Tell the judge, period. Okay, baby. What's all this media circus and you, the media, too, you now take it on, then you are doing all sorts and saying all sorts of things. For what?
If the person is engaging us, why won't we?
Please.
Mr. Gentile.
The substantive case is whether, what you call it, did what he did.
Whether or not he's guilty.
He's now got a new lawyer. Let's move on. Andy is still on some of the cases that
Yes.
he has.
He's
So,
on today, for
let's
instance,
move on.
he's on court on
Yes, let's move on.
on the
Let's move on. But
Tanandumi
I
case,
feel,
yeah.
you know, when you do such things, it affects your other cases somehow.
How?
It affects, as a lawyer, you know. So what if in the other cases you face a similar thing that you faced in this other case? What do you do?
Will you have to resign
Are you going to
your
resign?
services?
Or what are you going to do? If I were Andy, I would withdraw from all.
Okay.
I would
You
draw
don't
from
think
all.
you should represent him in
I would
the
I
other
would draw
legs?
from all
Okay.
to keep my integrity, and I'll just withdraw from all. But Andy is Andy, so who am I to say he should?
Doc, let me have you.
Yes, Lily. There's a saying that justice delayed
Is not denied.
is not denied. I'm surprised that the respected lawyer and the Apia Kobe claims that he doesn't like the way the case is moving too fast. But that has always been our concern, Mr. Janto. Is that not it? That we always have difficulties in delaying of court proceedings. And so if you have a situation where efforts are being made to expedite judicial processes, lawyer Andy Apia Kobe should rather be commending the court for this expeditious trial. Because in all of this, I've not heard lawyer Apia Kobe say that some rights of his client has been denied. Neither has he claimed that his client wanted to make some
Submissions.
submission or admissions or declaration that the judge has denied his client of or has denied him of. His only issue is that the case is too expeditious. But that is at the core of justice delivery. You recall that in the Atuforsen case, we were always complaining that it does appear that the trial is on a daily basis. And it's not fair. We had the MPP guys saying that
And
it
even
is good.
some MPs at the time who belonged
Yes.
to the minority
Yes.
had cause to say
Yes.
that it would affect parliamentary duties.
Yes. You understand the point I'm making? So if it was right then, it must be right today. That is the whole point I'm making. And I'm surprised. I don't know whether I'll be going into the issues, which I will not. Who told them to present those witnesses they presented?
Who did what?
Who told the defense counsel to present those witnesses they presented? Because I've heard that in some of the cases, the deputy attorney general has to just ask one question.
Are you
For
going
the
into the merits
trial.
of the
What
case?
is their right?
Yes,
Otherwise-
yes.
Everybody
So I
has-
have no difficulties.
Everybody has a legal strategy.
Yes,
You say
there's
the
no
witnesses
problem.
had no credibility to come and stand
I'm not
there.
saying
So-
that if that is what you are
Oh,
saying.
no, he's not saying that.
Very.
Now you are conjecturing.
Because in some of the cases, you know, normally when cross-examination is going on, sometimes it takes, there are times it takes days, that not it. There are times it takes days, it takes weeks.
But
There are
but
times it doesn't
if I
take days, it doesn't
Yes,
take
but in this situation, the deputy attorney general, I am told, have to just ask one or two
Oh,
questions.
come on. I mean,
And that
but
was
but
that.
but if that is all the information I have, that is all I can
Yes. So when you are sat down for the thing to happen in only 2 hours, You must not come and
are you
declare-
already
No,
predicting
I'm
where
not saying
The
that.
outcome?
How can I predict the outcome? The case has not been given. But I'm saying that he was the one that was on radio from one platform to another, saying that the matter has been too expeditious.
Oh, but
And so
you see,
if you are claiming that it has been too expeditious, and you yourself, the
Who has been
witnesses,
saying that, Andy?
Yes.
Andy has been saying that.
But yes, he went to Asempa FM and said that it does appear that they are rushing the case.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you had every opportunity to slow down the case.
How did he have the opportunity to say?
Oh,
Just
master.
present your facts. Bring your witnesses.
It is very settled in law that the practice in the courtroom is at the bosom of the judge.
Yes.
So as for that
Exactly.
one, every lawyer knows.
bosom
A
of
judge
the
can
judge.
tell you to
Yes.
come every day.
Yes. I'm
And
saying
it
that.
has been litigated all
it's
with
her
all the
court.
way to the Supreme Court. That
You see,
Yes.
everything that happens in the court,
She's responsible.
she's responsible. So I'm not
simple.
sure Andy will complain
but I'm
about
saying,
that.
No, he
but he has
complained.
complained
Yes,
about it.
and that's
He has
one of
been
the
complained
reasons
on
for
one
which he
station.
wants to
Yes,
withdraw his
to withdraw the
service.
case.
Yes.
And that's why he wanted to present it in front of
Yes.
the judge.
Yes.
That he said
In the courtroom.
He said the judge even called him short notice to come to court and all that.
Exactly.
Because he has other
And-
cases
yes,
that he
and
was handling
the
for
matter-
Chairman
The matter
Wochumi.
has been too bad. She doesn't think that
Oh,
justice.
I'm not sure
will
Andy
be,
he will use that.
He
Oh, he
said
said it.
He said it on
He's
Asempa
on- he's
FM.
on
He said it
record
on
to have
all-
said
a
it.
number of platforms. That the matter has, it does appear that his clients will not get justice because the matter has been
been
rushed.
rushed.
Meanwhile, you had every opportunity
Oh,
to make sure that the case delays. You presented. I don't want to go to
It's okay.
You see-
but the
you see-
fundamental point is that
Uh-huh.
the rights of his client has not been denied. On no account has he made a point that the right of his client has been denied. As I sit here, I cannot predict what will come or what will happen on July 3rd. I'm
Yeah.
told that his new counsel will now
July
have to,
9 or
July 3.
3rd.
July 3, yeah.
So I'm told that his new counsel will now file some processes. At the end of the day,
You
Mr.
have to
Jantua-
review. Yeah.
Yes, no problem. Mr. Jantua, mpanyinfoɔ say sotoro ɛbɛn o no ayɛ dɛ.
When you say some of these things,
No. Mr. Sotoro ɛbɛn because
Sotoro?
Mr. Jantua.
So they are going to slap him.
No. Listen. Mr. Jantua said that whatever they do, the judgment will come.
And by
whether
that-
guilty or
judgment
not
is
guilty.
Sutro. Sutro is like a slap, a punishment or something.
So I said
No,
this is
okay,
figurative.
I don't want to. I don't want
No,
to.
No, relax.
respond. He's here.
As you are being overly,
Okay.
apprehensive.
But you see, just one thing.
So if you get a judgment that you will be acquitted, go and take it and
You
go.
see, I haven't heard Andy speak on these matters.
Okay.
As to whether I'll be surprised if Mr. Andy would speak against expeditious trial. Maybe there are certain things probably he's found uncomfortable in the course of the trial, but no lawyer will speak against expeditious trial because, like Doctor said, it is at the core of justice delivery. So he may have his reasons for the resignation, but whatever be the case, we are about 6,000 plus of us in Accra here. If you intend to get a lawyer daily, to change a lawyer every day, you can do it in Accra
Yes.
here. So it is Mr. Wuntumi's right to retain any lawyer he deems fit for his case. And it is also equally the right of Mr. Ndapia Kubi if he thinks that he will have to withdraw his services. So I'm not sure there's even an issue at all.
Yes, so I'm happy that we are having a situation like this where, justice delivery is
But you
not.
didn't say same when the judge was giving dates on weekly basis to Atuforsen in the trial. You said all manner of things.
I'm saying that when we made those claims, the NPP told us that it was good for justice delivery in Ghana. So even it was good then, it must be good now. That is the whole point I'm making. But you see, as we sit here, we do not even know whether they will be acquitted, whether they will be convicted, and what have you. At the end of the day, accountability is what matters. If at the end of the day, the people cannot account, or you are not able to account to your stewardship, I don't think that it's fair to us. So for me, I'm just waiting. Whatever happens, it is in the interest of Ghana.
Anyway, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Tomorrow we are playing the Black Stars.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I'm not
yes.
sure I'll be here tomorrow. So I think that we should wish them well.
Okay, I'll take your predictions.
It's unfortunate Pate is not making the trip.
Pate is not partaking.
Yeah, Pate is not partaking.
But I'm told he's meeting.
They've started some processes to mitigate the whole thing. But I think we have good replacements in the presence of Yurinchi and Sibo, Elisha and all others. I think we need to start with a win. The African guys have been doing well. I mean, yesterday, Egypt almost won against Belgium. Morocco did very well against Brazil. Even the Cape Verde, they
Yeah, the
drew with
Cabo Verdeans,
Spain.
yeah.
I mean, they did very well. So apart from South Africa, I think all the African guys, Ivory Coast actually won against Ecuador. So we're expecting nothing but a win from the Black Stars. I would predict a 3-1 win for the Black Stars.
Okay. Black Stars. 3-1.
Yes.
Doctor, your
I
prediction.
mean, we can always wish them the very best. They are our guys. Our prayers are with them. We are waiting that they will get victory for us so that at the end of the day, we can all celebrate. It's a beautiful moment. We've seen, I watched the Morocco versus Brazil match and I was extremely happy about the performance of Morocco. Yesterday, I'm told, I couldn't watch Cape Verde match, but I'm told...
I saw a post that said, this Brazil, there is Temu Brazil.
It does appear that Morocco was able to handle Brazil. Yesterday, I heard Cape Verde also did extremely well. I'm praying that we also do the same so that we can lift the flag of Africa very high so that we can compete properly. For tomorrow, maybe some 2-1. It's fine. 2-1.
People have high hopes, pal. Mr. Johnson, your predictions that we can go.
You know something?
No.
This particular World Cup is going to show the expertise of African players. If you watched Cape Verde yesterday, if you watch Morocco, if you watch Côte d'Ivoire, the commentators were all mesmerized by the kind of soccer that was played by these African countries. And for me, it has to spur Ghana on to show that we are a nation of footballers and that we can do the job. I'm not looking for a scoreline of 7-1 or 8-1. Just beat them. Even if it is 1-0, beat them. Because I've seen something about Ghana. Sometimes we don't start well. But the moment we start getting in place, boy, sometimes it's difficult to beat. I understand that, and I watched them on the team bus, and the way they were gelling, and the way in fact, it was here I came to watch it. They were gelling and they were singing. You could see that there is some closeness with the players. And it starts from the changing room and comes onto the field, and you can understand. And when you watch Appiah's group, Stephen Appiah's group, and you watch how they played, you could see they could read everybody's mind on the field, especially their players. We must try as much as possible not to make mistakes. If you look at the South African game, those goals that were scored them was from their own mistake. It was from their own mistake. And
the prayers of fellow Africans.
Yes, and prayers of fellow Africans. I'm not praying for Black Stars because I know they would win. I have so much belief in them, irrespective of what some people say. And tomorrow, unfortunately, I won't have the chance to watch the match, but because I don't like watching live matches. I always watch after. Even with Arsenal, I watched after. I don't want any heartache.
Your darling Arsenal.
Even if it so happens that they lose, it will spur them on to do well. How many points are they looking for? 3.
Because of the format now.
3.
You'll be able to even get like 4
Yes.
a strong win.
3.
Even
Yes.
one of those.
Yes. And then when we now move into the next phase,
The next phase is the problem of Black Stars.
oh, it's not the problem. Let's have faith in them.
Black Stars are
Hey, this time round, it's Ghanaian money. People have contributed. It's Ghanaian money. So I'm sure they also are aware of that.
I wish them well, but me, I'm very disappointed.
No,
when it
don't
comes
be
to the Black
despondent.
Stars.
Please, don't.
You've shown me too much shade.
Don't,
Anyway,
don't,
thank you
don't.
very much, gentlemen. That's Bernard Kwame Redu Esquire. He is a member of the NPP legal team. He's a law lecturer as well. Dr. Sami Aye is a presidential aide, and Kwame Jantua Esquire is a leading member of the Convention People's Party. Like I say, we call him President. My name is Lily Mohammed. But pack your bags, Ghana, because 2 people are going to the FIFA World Cup today, 2 tomorrow, and 2 more the day after. This is the Black Stars World Cup Support Raffle, and for just 10 cedis, you could win a full World Cup experience package, which includes return flights, accommodation, and match tickets to all 3 of Ghana's group stage games in North America. And there are daily consolation prizes too. Cash to your mobile money wallet, autographed Black Stars jerseys, VIP pack tickets, airtime and data bundles and more. Every ticket is your vote for the Black Stars and your shot at being there when they play England. Well, tomorrow they're playing Croatia and Panama. All you need to do is dial *899# *899# on MTN, Telecel or Airtel Tigo. Just 10 cedis per ticket. The more you buy, the better your chances of winning. Let's do some celebrations now. Yes. Going through, you always know how to make me feel better. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. I love you, Dad. Happy birthday, Fletcher Benjamin. A blissful happy birthday to Private Amagra Benes of 2SD Takrady Barracks. May the good Lord continue to bless and strengthen you, guide your path, and crown all your efforts with success. Wishing you joy, good health, and endless blessings. Enjoy your new year from your heartbeat, Odi Fuyao Charles. Love is sweet. Happy birthday to Abnanya Gloria inside Kumasi Abuakwa. May you enjoy the goodness of the Lord and abundance of His grace and mercy from LAC Otri Air Force Base, Accra. Happy birthday to a remarkable personality, strong, graceful, and endlessly inspiring. Your ambition is a beacon, your loyalty a gift, and your smile a reminder. The joy belongs to those who pursue their dreams with heart. May this year reward you with growth, peace, and celebrations that echo your achievements. You deserve every bit of happiness. What else? God Yahweh bless your hustle, age gracefully. Jonathan Odro from Captain Idisuka, incoming constituency organizer, Wejak Bawi. There's no words big enough to thank you for the sacrifices you made for us, for the sleepless nights, the prayers, the food, the advice we didn't listen to, but needed anyways. I hope today brings you the same comfort and happiness you have given us all our lives. We love you, Oma. Happy blessed birthday from your children and grandchildren. We celebrate you in grand style. Belated happy birthday, Adelaide Jifa Segbafia, wishing you a day filled with joy, laughter, and beautiful memories. May this new year bring you good health, happiness, success, and countless blessings. Enjoy a special day to the fullest because you deserve all the good things in life. We love you, from Alice, Doris, and Auntie Miriam. May you receive the greatest of joys and everlasting bliss. You are a gift to yourself, and you deserve the best of everything. May stress see you this new age and pass by. Happy birthday, my baby girl Pamela Menu from Lai. I hope it's not from Israel Lai. Oh, Louisa Lai. That was by the way. Happy birthday, Rachel Odom. Wishing you a day filled with happiness, laughter, and everything you love. May this new year bring you success and good health. May all your efforts bring you closer to your dreams. The show returns after this breather. Stay with me. You're welcome back to the show. This is still GH Today here on GH1 TV. I am Lily Mohammed. Now, the World Cup fever is on and everyone is getting excited. CompuGhana says the match shouldn't just be on the pitch. You can bring the stadium experience right into your home. This is the time to buy your crystal clear TVs, your soundbars, your home theaters, your smartphones, your laptops, projectors, and more at unbeatable prices. Remember, this is not just a discount sale. It's a chance to win a 104K smart TV, some cash, laptops, phones, and many other prizes when you spend 1,000 cedis or more. Rush to any CompuGhana showroom or shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call 0302752020 or you can send us a WhatsApp to the numbers 0243143143. CompuGhana Go Rush Season, the ultimate football experience. Now, that's it for the show, but we bring you a playback of a conversation on responsible mining I had with the coordinator of our ComsDep, Amamao Simawingefia. Bye for now.
At the end of the day, we are solving a problem. So now it is NDC that is in power. I agree. But the fact that you are MPP doesn't mean you fold your arms or you deliberately decide that you're going to pollute the land because it is not your party in power. Doesn't make any sense. The land is for all of us. If there were no political parties, we are still Ghanaians. So as Ghanaians, what is our stake? So if you're a school-going child, if you're a politician, you are a businessman, even if you're a trader in the marketplace, you also have a stake in it. Journalists are supposed to be neutral, but we know that journalists have their own political stance. You can't say that because I belong to this political party or that political party. When this party is in power and I see rot going on, I will not say anything about it, or I'll make too much noise about it and make it look like the state is not doing a lot. The state is doing so much, and we need to look at it we need to look at the bigger picture and ask ourselves: if I'm not here today and my children are here, what am I leaving for them? What legacy am I leaving for them? If you look at it that way, you think about it that way, you will know what your stake is in this fight, and you will bring everything to bear to ensure that the state succeeds, because it is all of us. We are all drinking the same water. True. We are all breathing the same air. We are all eating the same food from this land. Yeah. So if our food products are laced with mercury and cyanide, when you go into a restaurant, do you know where they are sourcing from? If you go to the marketplace and you go and buy tomatoes, onions, contomere, do you know where it is coming from? You don't know which community. When you go to the market, you don't ask the woman, this contomere, is it coming from my hometown in Elembele? Or is it coming from my hometown in Navrongo? You don't ask that. You just go ahead and you buy. So if you decide that Galamsey is a Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources problem, or Galamsey is an NDC problem, and so you will not do anything about it, you will go and buy the contomere. You will go and buy the tomatoes.
Some churches, for instance, the Presbyterian Church yesterday declared a Red Sunday. Have had cause to, raise concerns about our Galamsey fight. You don't think? Okay, let me ask you. What do you think? Is it in solidarity with government's initiatives towards ending Galamsey, or you think that indeed, for them, there's no end in sight in winning this Galamsey fight?
I don't think there's no end in sight. I think that we are making significant strides. Okay. And it is good that, like I said, everybody has a stake in this. So it is good that churches, individuals, state institutions, CSOs, everybody makes a declaration to say, I am with government on this. And so if government is fighting Galamsey, I need to help government fight it. Sometimes we go into the churches and we're of course, it's a church, so we're focusing on the preaching and the word of God and all of those things. But a lot of the time, you also realize that sometimes in churches, we also talk about social issues and the things that affect us, because the church is not in a silo. The church lives in a community, and these churches also pour into the community. They build schools, they build roads, they build hospitals and things like that. And so if there's something that's an existential threat to all of us, the church needs to speak up. And so we are not against the church speaking up at all. We know that the church, again, because the church is part of the community, the church will have a voice. Let the church speak. Let the church elders, the church leaders, the pastors, let their members know that if I have a farmland and I need to protect that farmland. If somebody decides that they want to infiltrate into my farmland, I need to be able to speak up. I shouldn't give up my cocoa farm for galamseyers to come and do galamsey. There are designated areas for mining. Let people go and work with the government, with the law, to work to do the mining within those designated areas. And so if you go to the Minerals Commission today, the designated areas for mining are not in farmland. So if I want to do mining, what prevents me from going to the Minerals Commission to go and attain a license? What prevents me from going to the local community, talking to the chiefs and saying, I want to mine, and let them say, don't mine here because this is somebody's farm. This is somebody's palm farm, cocoa farm. Go and mine here because here is a designated area that we are using for mining. What prevents me from doing that? We all have... We can all do the right things. And you talked about attitude. I think it boils down to our attitudes and our thinking. If we're able to reorient ourselves. And that is why, again, if you look at our strategy, in terms of the bigger picture, we looked at stakeholder engagement and collaboration and stakeholder awareness, because sometimes you also need to get people to understand these things. When we did the diagnosis at the beginning, we realized that for the most part, some people didn't even understand or even get to appreciate the impact of some of the things that they do. For them, yes, the gold price is costly. The prices of gold is soaring or skyrocketing, and so they want to get engaged in mining, or they want to get involved in mining, and then they are holding the handheld device and they walk around somebody's farm and it beeps, and so in their mind there's gold here, and then they start digging. They dig there, they have sometimes nothing or very little to show for, and then they leave it. No plan for rehabilitation whatsoever. And then you see they are doing this local mining everywhere, destroying the water and all of that. But if you want to do mining, if you have to do washing with water, there's a way to do it.
Okay.
And for instance, if you do you can build these mini wells to do the mining, the kitchens to do the mining. When you are done with it, there's a way to even treat the water before you even discharge it. So why don't you work with government and let us teach you the right things to do? Nobody is against mining. Government has not stated anywhere that we're against mining. We have seen the gains that mining has brought to us. And again, everybody has a stake in it, because you see, when government gains value from the gold that we extracted or from the mineral wealth that God has blessed us with, we all get the benefit. When the dollar was going down, everybody was happy. So if we're able to access this mineral wealth that God has blessed us with, and we're able to mine it responsibly, sustainably, and when we put on the international market, we get premium value for it, and our cedi stabilizes, our currency stabilizes, who enjoys? Every one of us. It's not just the miners. You'll be sitting in the market and the prices of goods have gone down because our currency is stable. You get to enjoy. You are not involved in mining, but you also get to enjoy the benefit. So fundamentally, what we are saying is there's a right way to do mining.
Okay.
Government is not against mining. Work with us. Let us do mining responsibly. Let us do it sustainably.
From all that you've enumerated tonight, it appears you need a huge amount of resource to undertake this. Do you have the needed resource from your office?
It's a good question. But you see, for what we're doing, we have been very strategic about, and government has been very strategic about how we are approaching the program. Now, there's mineral wealth here. How do we take the mineral wealth and channel it into everything else that we need? So I talked about a revenue sharing formula. For now, there's an allocation that comes from the Ministry of Finance, for instance. But once we start extracting, there's a portion of revenue that comes to the office for us to go on to support the other areas, to go on to support the skills development bit of our program and things like that. So yes, there's the resource estimation or the resource allocation that we need is huge, but the resources are available for us to use. So what do? We make sure that we do things the right way. We do things responsibly, sustainably. Then we are able to get the resources. Then we can put it back into the community. So if we start mining, for instance, in community A, for instance, and the community development fund decides, the district committee decides that they need roads, or they need to build a hospital, or they need to build a sports center, for instance, why can't the resources in the land fund that? And that's what this whole program is about. So we are able to use the resources that God has blessed us with and put it back into our own communities, put it back into our own society, put it back to empower people who need it the most. And that's basically what this program is all about.
Is this scheme targeted big mining firms as well?
So yes, I mentioned that we're working with them to seed off portions of their mineralized areas, and quite a number of them have come on board. We still have had some conversations with some of them who are still, going to come back to us. And for those large-scale mining companies, like I said, it's for them to buy social license. It's for them to buy social license. You don't want tensions with the local communities.
No.
Yeah, so for them, it's for, and it is not, again, this is not an imposition, and it is not a mandatory, but they understand that this is goodwill for them, and so they are happy to come on board the program. And the Chamber of Mines is working very well with us also on that framework. So where we have we hit a snag with the large-scale mining companies, the Chamber also comes on board to assist with us to ensure that we're able to come to some form of win-win agreement where, we're able to have something for the local communities, but then the mining company with the legal lease is also able to do their work in peace.
What will success look like for this program in 2028?
So success is us having multiple cooperative mining sites scattered across the country who are working within the framework that we have outlined. And that framework includes shared processing facilities, for instance. And for the most part, the problem that you have is not really the extraction. It's usually the processing. And so that is why, as part of our framework, we are ensuring that we institute shared processing facilities for these miners so they're able to, process the gold sustainably. So what success will look like is as exceeding our targets for the period, and also having these multiple sites working within the framework, that we have outlined. Yeah.
Is this the answer to Galamsey menace?
Largely so. Largely so. It is a part of the answer to the Galamsey menace. You see, again, the biggest part of our problem comes from the artisanal small-scale mining sector, and it doesn't mean that. And let me clarify. It doesn't mean that small-scale mining is Galamsey. A lot of the time we get that wrong. Small-scale mining is not Galamsey, but the biggest part of the illegalities that we find sits within the small-scale sector. So this is a solution. If we're able to solve that, it solves a big part of our problem. Then, because, like I said, because we're looking at a holistic approach, there are all those other elements. So your Tree for Life initiative, your Blue Water initiative, all of those things also there, that is also feeding into the whole fight. There's also the stakeholder engagement. The chiefs, the community leaders are getting to understand and appreciate what it is government is trying to do. And so they're happy to come on board and, support us, support the program. So once we have all of those elements in place, I think we should be in a good place.
There are concerns out there about Ghana nationalizing its mining concessions. Is that on the table?
So you see, I think the narrative was not. There was a story that was put out, and the narrative was not put rightly. Now, what we are saying is, and my minister likes to put it this way: we used to sit at the back of the bus. Now we are at the front of the bus. If you look at Ghana today, and if you look at mining, the mining sector, the mining industries, really, we have so much expertise in this country. There's so many people in Ghana who have the expertise. If you go to our large-scale mining companies today, 90% of them are Ghanaians. Where you have, especially the large-scale mining companies, where you have expatriates, very few of them. Because Ghanaians can hold their own. We have expertise in this country. So what prevents us from empowering Ghanaians to drive, the whole industry fully? Why is it that we sit here and we give concessions to companies, foreign entities to come in, and they take all the mineral wealth out? We have very little to show for it over here, and yet all the expertise is here. All the mining is being done by the locals here, and then sometimes they take the money and they're not even reinvest it into their communities. They go and reinvest it elsewhere or buy other mines elsewhere. Doesn't make any sense. So if government says that we want to empower Ghanaians,
is this conversation on the table as we speak?
It is on the table. We are empowering Ghanaians. And you see, once you have the expertise, once you have the capacity to be able to do the mining and to do it well within the ambit of the law that has been defined, why can't we empower you? We should be able to empower you to do it. It is not. It is. I don't think it is a. It's a thing of a conversation. It's something that we should have been driving years ago, and we are at the point where we have seen that. Look, now we have enough capacity to be able to do that. So we are not saying that we are nationalizing all our mines, but where we have Ghanaians who have capacity to do that, the government is willing to empower them to do that.
Okay.
So, for instance, today we have large scale and small scale. Those are the only two tiers that we have. Government is saying that why can't we institute a medium scale tier where people who have capacity to do bigger than small scale, but they're not at the large scale level. Why can't we put them in a certain tier, empower them, and if they have to even have partnerships, we're able to provide them, the leeway and the access to be able to do that, so that they are also empowered. What prevents us from doing that? It's our own resources. We should be able to use it to enrich our nation. Today, Ghana is number one, its largest producer of gold. In Africa, we are number 6 in the world. Does this look like a nation that is number 1 producer of gold? No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. You go to some of our communities, people are still grappling for basic infrastructure.
True.
And we are there, touting ourselves as
We have
number
all the
one.
infrastructure. We have all the resources.
Yes, number 1 producer of gold. So where is all of that gold going into? Why can't we put it back into our own communities, empower our own people, and ensure that our own people are able to get the maximum benefits of